Yo, what's up guys, it's Avalon, and today it's going to be a little different of a video. I've had this idea from another video that someone made, and basically it's a Rainbow Six season tier list. I rank all the seasons from Black Ice all the way to Steel Wave, and I give my thoughts on it. I mainly wanted to do this because a very interesting season is on the way, Shadow Legacy, and it's going to bring a lot of changes. So I just thought maybe now would be a good time, since the game is going to be changing quite a bit. It's nice to look back and you know, reminisce all the nice seasons we had, and all the not so nice seasons we had. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from chronological order. We're going to be going from Black Ice, which is the first season. Of course, I didn't play back then. I started, I think it was Red Crow, which is right here, as you can see. Yeah. To help me with this, I will actually be using the season history page on the Rainbow Six Siege website here. As you can see, it has all the changes throughout the years, and yeah, I'll be using that from time to time just to refresh my memory, because you know, it's been so long, right? I've been playing this game for what, 5 years? The tiers I have are S, A, B, C, F, and then ones I haven't played, so I'm just going to do that really quick. Black Ice, have not played. Dustline, I have not played, and Skull Rain, I have not played. And what I just noticed, like 30 seconds ago, is Steel Wave isn't on here, I don't think. I mean, maybe I'm blind, but yeah, Steel Wave is on here. So I'll just be putting, at the end of the video, I'll just be putting where I think Steel Wave is in terms of where it lands on this list. So, starting with Year 1, Season 4, which I believe is Red Crow. Red Crow was a season with Hibana and Echo. So I didn't really have a baseline to, you know, set my opinion on this, because it was the first season. I didn't know what to expect. So I'm going to go ahead and check in here. Of course, Hibana and Echo were released. Skyscraper, for the time that it was out in rank rotation, I actually enjoyed it. I think it was a cool style. I like the style of, you know, the Japanese kind of like culture. I'm into Japanese culture. It's pretty sick. The weapon skins are not loading for some reason. Hold on. Okay, so for some reason it loads in Chrome. I'm using Opera GX, so I mean, yeah, we're just gonna go here to look at the seasons. So, Skyscraper, of course, I liked it. Seasonal skins, I really enjoyed the seasonal skins. I think these were probably some of the best. This one's called Onami. This one and the Dove one, I believe it's a Dove. These two are like some of my all-time favorite seasonal skins. Those are pretty sick. Of course, these were the first elites. Yeah, these were the first elite skins introduced. These were pretty sick. I like the concept of elite skins. Of course, some of them not really, because they blend in with the environment. But caliber-based destruction. This was a good change to the game. I think it was pretty sick. So, going back to, yeah, that was buggy. Going back to the tier list, I think Red Crow, I will put it, I think maybe I don't know. I think maybe top of, no, I'll put it A for now. This is just sort of like a baseline here. Of course, there still was issues. I believe there was quite a bit of cheaters in Red Crow. And also, I think the matchmaking system was really buggy until maybe like Health, I think, or Velvet Shell. One of these two, the matchmaking system got a little bit better. So that's Red Crow. On to Velvet Shell. Velvet Shell, you may have known from one of my earlier Siege videos, was actually my favorite season to play. So I might be a little bit biased here. Let me just go back to these seasons here. This was the introduction of Mira and Jackal. These two were, well, like Mira more than Jackal, but Mira was actually meta-defining and let defenders pretty much anchor on site a lot easier. Of course, bans weren't a thing. Coastline, it's still a pretty good map today, to be honest. It's really aged well. It's aged like fine wine. This is probably my favorite map next to Border. Kind of a hot take, but seasonal skins, these were the best of all time. These seasonal skins, top tier, top notch, 10 out of 10. This is my favorite skin by far. I use this skin a lot, and I will continue to use it. Rook Elite, I'm not a fan of Rook, but I know people like Rook, so that's a nice one. Year 2 pass. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah. Okay, this was, yeah. I believe this was the also the update with the new UI as well. So that was also a nice change that we got. I'm pretty sure the matchmaking was still bad though. I'm pretty sure. This one, S for me, honestly. This is like my favorite year. Operation Health. Let's go to Operation Health. That was, these were the dark times of Siege. With this season, no new operators or maps were revealed. It was pretty much dedicated to improving the health of the game. Yeah, as you can see, one-step matchmaking. The matchmaking was a huge issue. This quote-unquote fixed it. Server-based features. This, I think, means that they had, it was like a new voice system they added into the test server. Test server is also something that they implemented into Siege around Operation Health, which was really, really good. I'm so glad they did a test server. It's definitely needed for like a competitive game like this. Of course, this is when R6 fix was a thing as well. This got implemented into the test server. R6 fix is a pretty good way of determining whether or not like something's bugged or broken or whatever. So the first part of Operation Health was actually one-step matchmaking and a bunch of bug fixes, as well as the TTS. And patch 2.2 was like the second half. It was like the mid-season reinforcement when that was a thing. That ended up being pretty good. They added alpha packs, which are the best way to gain cosmetics in the game right now. Of course, events are now a thing. Back then, events aren't really a thing. PvE, chat and party system. We're all client-side. Or no, they moved from client to server, sorry. Which is nice. Migrating to more powerful servers. That's good as well. I think they improved the tick rate around this time. From 50 to 60. Or 30 to 60. Something like that. This was supposed to actually be the Polish season for the game. And that got poured into the next 2 seasons with Ella and Sophia. Of course, there's a bunch of bug fixes, performance upgrades, stuff like that for the next few years to come. And then after that, we had the hitbox rework. It wasn't actually the operator outlines themselves. It was now them and their bodies. All in all, I think it was definitely the step in the right direction. It definitely had mixed opinions on how well it went. So I think I'm going to put it at a B. I'll give it a C. They didn't really they didn't live up to their promises. I think it was a really rough year for them, to be honest. Next is Blood Orchid. Blood Orchid was the introduction of Legion, Ella, and Ying, I think. Yeah, I think it was Ying. Year 2, Season 3. This was actually the season that Jaeger and Bandit lost their ACOG, which is kind of sad. Of course, you got Ying, you got Legion, and I believe Ella. Ella was in here somewhere? Ah, yes, there she is. Okay. Seasonal skins. I personally think these were pretty good. I did like this one. These two were actually nice. I ended up picking up these. I didn't pick up these. I regret not picking up the green one. I think the green one looks pretty sick. But yeah, I got these ones. These ones are pretty sick. I like them. Of course, Ella was introduced, and that was pretty much it. They also did a complete text rework, I think. The update was like 29 gigabytes on the test server. I remember this. It was very vivid. But yeah. They reworked all the textures. They removed temporal filtering, which is really sad. Which was a pretty efficient way of rendering the game. It gave a lot of people with lower end hardware more frames and allowed them to, you know, play the game at a smoother frame rate. Of course, this is when the meta starts to get really bad. This is when the trap meta was at its peak, and you had things like Legion. Of course, Ella was also a trap operator that got introduced. Of course, Capcan was a thing. Frost was a thing. That just added up to hell for the attackers, and so this was really not fun to play in. Of course, Ella was broken when she came out, so that also adds icing on the cake. In terms of ranking it, I think it was definitely better than Operation Health, because it felt nice to play. It was smooth. It wasn't really that buggy, to be honest. It was just pretty unbalanced, and that's why I'm going to put it, I think maybe bottom of B. I think bottom of B would be a good kind of area to put it at. After Blood Orchid, it was it White Noise? I think it was White Noise, yeah. White Noise was the introduction of Zofia, Dokkaebi, and Vigil. Of course, they sprinkled in the last of the Grom, which is Ella and Zofia. This was the introduction of Tower, which is the stupidest map I think I've ever played. Dumbest idea. What were they thinking? Dokkaebi. This is when the round influence by a single press of a button kind of came in. Unique abilities and playstyle. There's not really a playstyle to this operator. You just click a button. Vigil, though, I think he was a good addition. I personally think he was fairly balanced when he came out. His concept and his idea, his artwork, his style was really cool. I enjoyed playing him, and he wasn't really that broken, to be honest. Of course, Tower was a terrible map. This is where the seasonal skins started to get pretty bad. Skins weren't really that bad. I picked up these two, I think. Yep. Zofia, of course, this was the last of the Grom. She was, at the time, people didn't really think she was that broken. She was just all around, but people started to realize that utility was more and more important the higher level of play you are, and she just outreigned everything. 4 stuns and 2 impacts when she first came out. Didn't feel like much at the start because no one really knew the meta, of course. But now that the meta is kind of set in stone and utility is king, being able to burn the ADSs in one of my frisbees have been more and more important, and that's why she's gotten nerfed. And yeah, elite skin. I think this is one of my favorite skins next to the Fuse elite skin. I think this is a really nice skin. I personally liked pretty much everything about the White Noise update, but I did not like the map and I did not like the balancing. So I think it should be, I think definitely above Blood Orchid. I think it maybe, I'm gonna say in front of Blood Orchid. I'm not sure if it's gonna be middle or top tier. We'll have to see within the next updates, but yeah. Now we're on to year 3, which was Chimera. Chimera, oh boy, what a time to play the video game. Chimera was the most unfun season to play, I think, ever. Of course, Lion and Finca made no sense to be in a competitive game. Outbreak was pretty sick. I liked Outbreak, to be honest. That's the only thing I pretty much liked about the game, was Outbreak. It was a fun, unique take on the game. It was interesting to see what the engine could do in Siege, and the zombie kind of thing was pretty sick. I think these operators were designed more for Outbreak rather than competitive play. So yeah, Lion, God, I hate seeing that icon. Lion and Finca. I think Finca was an okay addition. I think the guns were pretty good. They were pretty balanced. The kits were pretty nice too. Vector, it sounded OP, like a Vector with like 42 damage and like 50 rounds. Meh, it ended up being pretty balanced. The Ash Elite, I believe this was the free one. Yep. The universal skins were also pretty nice. I like this one. I personally didn't really like this one that much. I wasn't able to pick this one up. I have it on the test server, but yeah, this is the one I really liked the most. And of course the year 3 pass. Yeah, this didn't really, I didn't really like it. I think it's gonna be F. Chimera was hell. It was definitely not fun to play as a defender. Next, after Chimera, I believe it was Parabellum. Let's see. Year 3, Season 2, which was Parabellum. Yep. Okay, this was Maestro and Alibi. I personally liked this season. This is when the game started to really take off. Maestro was a very interesting take on an operator. I enjoy playing things like Necromancer in MMOs and stuff, where you have like minions by your side, like Summoner in Terraria and stuff. So like, I enjoy having turrets I can shoot and, you know, help me. Yeah, I kind of like Maestro. I like Maestro. Alibi, I personally wasn't really a fan at the start when I watched her trailers and the test server, but getting to know her kit and how she plays is, I think it was pretty, it was okay. I didn't have a problem. Villa, I kind of don't enjoy playing Villa anymore. It's a little too defender-sided. I personally think a little bit more balcony should be on the second floor. Actually, this window right here, I think there should be a balcony right there. That's my opinion. I don't see anyone really repelling there, unless it's an Amaru, which is, you know, yikes. Thatcher Elite, I like the Thatcher Elite. It was pretty sick. I have this seasonal, I have this seasonal. This one was okay, I didn't really mind it. Seasonals are, of course, not going to be good for like another 3 years, so. Clubhouse rework. This was perfect. Dude, the Clubhouse rework, oh. Mwah, French kiss. It was perfect. It was amazing. If you don't know, Masters and CCTV were closed off by this connector area, which made top floor much more viable for both attacking and defending. It made everything more comfortable to play around there. It wasn't like choke heavy like it was last time, where if you open up the wall in Masters where the wall was right there, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but above the sign or whatever, it just cut off every single rotation you had, and it was not really fun. Of course, the bar was also reworked as well, and yeah, it was pretty sick. I liked it. So yeah, I would place Parabellum. I'd place it, honestly, I think it goes above Red Crow. I honestly expected this to be lower, but I don't know. Looking back, I kind of like it. I'm going to put it above Red Crow. After that, we had Grim Sky. I personally did not like Grim Sky. I don't know why. I just didn't like it. Everything just felt kind of bland. I don't know. Maybe it's like the art style it had, but I personally like don't like Maverick. I personally don't like Clash. Like playing with and against it, I personally think they're kind of cheesy. I mean, Maverick now, he's fine. He's not really used for bullet holes now that you're able to get the reinforced walls. People have found out strategies and developed the operator a little bit. I think he's in a pretty good place right now. Personally, I think Clash definitely should not have been introduced. I really don't like Clash. I don't like Hereford. It's the worst map ever in the game right now. It's the dumbest. I really don't like it. Of course, you get the Frost Elite set. I don't mind the Frost Elite set. When it was teased and I saw like the original trailer at the R6 event, I personally loved it. But like when I viewed the model in game and I checked the weapon skins, I didn't see myself buying it. And I don't really play the operator, so yeah. The seasonal skins were okay. This one and this one, the left and the right one, I think are pretty nice. Of course, constantly got a few changes. I know the police line spawn got a little bit more cover by piano windows, and there was a new bomb site, which was pretty okay, I guess. And this is also when they added two-step verification, which literally doesn't work. It just gives you a free skin, so yeah. Because of the Clash and Hereford base, I'm gonna put this pretty low. I'm gonna put it bottom C. It wasn't a very bad season. This was actually the worst season I think ever for cheaters. But yeah, I mean, of course, the earlier seasons like Black Ice and stuff were pretty bad. That's when Battle Eye wasn't actually introduced. So after Grim Sky, we got Wind Bastion. Wind Bastion had Nomad and Cade. In terms of operators, I didn't have a problem with Cade. I think maybe his Lecture Claws were a little bit worse than Bandits. I see the balancing kind of mentality they had. Cade could have theoretically got 4 walls, which is the same as Bandit, but he also could have maybe gotten barbed wire, and in turn the Electro Claw had a longer fuse time where it needed to turn on, and the range was actually a lot smaller. And yeah, so I personally didn't have a problem with Cade. The only problem I had was with Nomad. I personally think Nomad was a little bit too busted. I believe she had 4 Nomads, and then in the test server she had 3, and they had instant detonation time upon landing and in a range of an operator, so you can pretty much just use them like grenades, which was it was definitely dumb. Now, at high level ranked, I'm not sure in like low, like silver, and below, but I know in like gold, platinum, diamond, champion and stuff, Nomad's used a lot to cover runouts, and yeah, it's pretty much a free claymore that you can't destroy on a window or a wall or anything. That pretty much removes all the runouts on that particular doorway or window. So yeah, if you're a solo queue operator, nice tip, play Nomad. Watch your runouts and yeah, free kills. All right, Wind Bastion was okay. I personally didn't really like it. The map, I think the map was too boxy, personally. I think it was a little bit too big. It was a little bit too confusing. The hallways all looked the same. It was pretty hard to distinguish where you were on the map in terms of the scenery and around you. So I didn't personally like the map. A few changes would make this map pretty good. Of course, runout spawn peaks are actually really nice on this map. There's not many runouts and spawn peaks, which is nice. And yeah, in terms of Wind Bastion, I'd probably put it... I'd put it maybe above Operation Health. Yeah, I think C would be... Top C would be a good place. I believe after Wind Bastion, we got Burnt Horizon. No, it was Phantom Sight. Yep. Okay, Phantom Sight was, I believe, the cafe rework. Warden and Nuck. This is when they started reusing weapons. I really didn't like that. That was when the operators started getting pretty boring. Of course, they were not meta changing at all. They were probably the worst operators I think I've ever seen released. Nuck, bad weapons. 2-2, which isn't really that good. Of course, it's average, but it's not 3-speed, you know. And the gadget didn't really have a spot. Her kit was kind of just underwhelming. And Warden was also the same thing. His gadget was really... first of all, it was really rare that you were able to use it. Second of all, if you canceled it, it would have to restart from the bottom and, you know, fully recharge for you to use it again. And third, he was a 1-speed with no ACOGs. On top of that, he had no good guns. So, I mean, what's the point of running him? You can just run, I don't know, Jaeger, or... He was actually a counter to Jaeger, believe it or not, when he was released. So, like, yeah, just run Jaeger. Phantom Sight, better than Chimera. Nothing's worse than Chimera. But Phantom Sight's close. Okay, Burnt Horizon. Burnt Horizon, you saw the introduction of Outback, which is... I personally like it. Not a lot of ranked people like it. People are saying it's defender-sided. I think I can agree with that. I don't really see myself disliking attacking it that much. It's hard to get in the building in the first place. I'm used to that, of course, since all the maps a long time ago were like that. And yeah, I personally didn't have much of a problem with it. I know the map didn't really age that well. I think the introduction with the operators as well, Gridlock, was a pretty cool introduction. It was pretty much just a worse Nomad in terms of like roam denial and, you know, runouts and stuff. Runout denial. I think the concept was pretty cool. I think Gridlock should be what Nomad should have been. Gridlock is pretty balanced. If they removed Nomad, I think Gridlock would be way better. And unfortunately, the R4C ACOG was removed. Let me just go back there and confirm. There's Mozzie, or Gridlock, there's Mozzie, Outback. The newcomer playlist, this is just for alt people with alts trying to rank up. If you're a new player, I advise definitely not trying newcomer, just play casual. Hibana Elite, it's a pretty cool elite set. I personally liked only one of these skins. The one that I purchased was this one. I didn't like those ones. Operator balancing, removed ACOG, Legion, damage per tick from 8 to 4, which is good. 18 seconds, blah, blah, blah. Dokkaebi nerf. This is when the breaching charge was buffed. Nice change. Of course, newcomer and the casual playlist pool. When was pick and ban? That was Ember Eyes, I think. I'm not sure when pick and ban. Wait, pick and ban was Phantom Sight. In terms of ranking, I think I would give Burnt Horizon... I'd say I'd say top of B. Top of B is like a good spot. Next we have Ember Eyes. Ember Eyes was the introduction of Canal, Goyo, Amaru, and this was when the meta in high level play started to get a little bit wonky. People realized that defenders have a lot more utility than attackers, and just by like abusing that mentality and just abusing the fact that they have more utility, attackers have to play a lot slower, and because of that, the Pro League and high levels of ranked are just not fun to watch, not fun to play, and the state of ranked at a high level was kind of boring. But there also was an influx of cheaters now that the champion rank was out the map. Personally, I don't really like Canal. The changes were nice, but I feel like there's too many ways to spawn peek. I think getting near the building and into the building is a little bit too oppressive. I feel like attackers should be able to get in the building a lot easier. Personally, I think changes would be to, I think maybe add a wall here where trenches, wherever you can see, like of course you can't see my cursor. I'm looking in OBS, you can't see my cursor, but where trenches, the railing, I think adding a wall there, but putting a window behind it and removing the window near the front door would be a good start. That way, people from Museum on the right side of my screen, where the red door is on the far right, it's so annoying not have a cursor, but Museum runouts, spawn peeking towards docks would be a lot harder, and it would allow people to get near the building a lot more easier. Of course, this is when the Battle Pass became a thing, and I think the Road to 6 Invitational was, I believe, in Ember Eyes? I don't really remember. It's been quite a long time. Unranked playlist, I think this is a good idea. The learning curve in Siege is huge. It's very, very steep, and introducing an unranked playlist for newer players above rank 30 is a great addition. It gets them familiar with the mechanics and the, how ranked works. Champions rank, I don't know how I feel about Champions rank. I think, okay, here's how I think about it. The mentality I have with Champions rank is the better getting a rank feels for people who grind and work for it, the more cheaters are going to want it because they want to feel that same gratification. And so I think the introduction of Champions made it so cheaters, it gave cheaters an incentive to play the game. Oh, I can get a number on my character, it's not only a rank, it's also a number. It shows that you're number one, which is really nice to feel. It's nice to be number one at something. So I think this is where cheaters got really rampant, and yeah, this is where they had to crack down on cheaters. This was a cool change. I personally like this change. This is really cool. The attackers and defenders page, it simplified everything, made everything so you can see what's going on. Shop interface changes, I don't mind this. I enjoyed the other one more, mainly because I was used to it, but getting used to this one, I enjoyed it. I think Terrasant was good when the game first came out to test the engine, but now the engine is more set in stone, and I think a Training Grounds would be a little bit better now that the game has developed a lot more. Of course, the Mira Elite set came out, not a fan, but she's always banned. I don't really get to see her. Seasonal skins, they were pretty bad. I don't like them. Operator price decrease as normal. Operator balancing, these are fine. I don't really see anything crazy. Warden buffs, pretty good. General tweaks, player comfort. General Ember Eyes, I think the game was, the content added was really cool. I think the idea of the operators were okay. Amaru, not so much. She's more like a solo operator, which I don't really like in a team-based game like Siege. Personally, I would rank Ember Eyes, I'd say bottom, I'd say mid B. I'd say around there. It was a pretty fun season. I didn't mind it. Shifting Tides was the introduction of Cali and Wamai. This is when the offset of the game with the 20-second meta, as they call it, with the really defender-sided rounds in Pro League and stuff happened. This is when the game got pretty frustrating for attackers. I think Cali was an interesting take on an operator. I think she is more a alternative to Ash and Zofia rather than Thatcher. I mean, now Thatcher's getting a rework, of course, but that's besides the point. We're talking about Steel Wave here. If I'm being honest, I think Cali's more of like a hybrid between Ash and Thatcher. I don't really like the idea of a bolt action sniper. I think it takes, I don't know, it's the same thing with Glaz, to be honest. It's either really, really good or really, really bad. And I personally don't like it. This was supposed to be a Jaeger alternative to try to bring Jaeger's pick rate down, but of course these two operators stacked. Now you have the 20-second meta, so that's kind of unfortunate. I liked this theme park at first, this theme park rework at first, but the more I played it, the more I disliked it. The throne room right here, as you can see on my screen, it is the stupidest map, I think, or stupidest site in the entire game to attack. I really don't like it. And it's pretty much a free win for defenders if you're defending this site. There's only 2 doorways to the site, which is really unfortunate. There's no hatches for vertical play. It's kind of annoying. Limb penetration, this was a good addition. I actually didn't have any problems throughout my entire career playing this game. With the limb penetration kind of thing. I didn't really have a problem. I don't really like the repel exit. Capitao Elite skin is okay. It's whatever. Operator price decrease, of course, it's normal. I think the worst elite skins out of the entirety of the video game were these seasons. These were so bad. Operator balancing, Jackal got a quote-unquote rework. It wasn't really a rework, just a nerf. I think he's pretty good now. He's not really as oppressive towards roamers as he once was. He definitely can, you know, get that kind of aggression, but it's not constant aggression and constant, you know, harassment by all the attackers. I think it's mostly just for like a smaller amount of time, which is nice. The bug fixes, the quality of life improvements were okay. The meta definitely had a really negative shift, which I didn't like. This is when I almost solo queued a diamond, which is really interesting. So yeah, I would probably rate this operation... I feel like it's around Ember Eyes. The game didn't really change that much. I'd put it maybe just above, because I like the art style. Yeah, I liked it. Alright, now the final season, Steel Wave. Whoops. Let's go to Steel Wave. Oh no, Void Edge! I completely forgot. That's how bad of a season it was. Okay, Void Edge. We got Yana. Meh, she's okay. She's a fragging op. She's a solo op. It's whatever. Her guns weren't really that good. Oryx. Interesting. Take on an operator. I think the ability to climb hatches is pretty cool. But the rest of his kit is really wonky. And I don't like... His guns are not really that good. He is getting a buff. I think he did get a buff this season in Steel Wave, which is pretty nice. Definitely a quality of life, but I personally don't like him. I only really play him for 2 reasons. 1, if I'm playing casual, and 2, if people are running Monty and we didn't ban Monty that round, or that game, then I'm probably just going to play Oryx. Just roast him, you know. Give me a little 1-2 hit. Oregon rework. This was kind of... Okay, I have mixed opinions. Oregon, you might have known if you followed me at like year 2, year 3 of Siege, but Oregon has a very special place in my career of Siege because it was the best map that it was my best map. It was my favorite map to play on competitively. I think it was really balanced. It was quite in depth. I think the sites were pretty balanced, if I recall. Yeah, I remember them being pretty balanced. And I was always a fan of the meta downstairs. I think downstairs was like the most in-depth, fun site to attack and defend because I don't know. I just don't know. It was nice. It was a nice map. I enjoyed it. But the new Oregon rework, it closes off most of the stuff that I liked. Some angles are still there, like the main stairs armory hall kind of angle. That's like one of my favorite angles in the game. I really enjoy like that angle. It's not really that useful anymore now that the meta is construction for attacking downstairs. Closing most of the windows was also a nice improvement, which I like to see. And yeah, I personally like the update. It wasn't that bad, but yeah. Barricade debris removal. Oh my god, this was so nice. I like this. Attacker's drone spawn. It will now spawn on the same side. Oh yeah, okay, this was the okay. Yeah. This was an okay change, I guess. Of course, player hub changes, it's whatever. Legion and Twitch changes. These brought the utility meta down a little bit for defenders, which was nice. I personally don't like the way Twitch was nerfed, to be completely honest. I personally would have liked to see her gun get nerfed and not her Twitch drone. I think her Twitch drone is personally fine. I think the volume change at the start of year 2, I think it was, or 3, I'm not sure, but yeah. I think her old Twitch drone with the louder volume was pretty nice. Ash Elite, meh. I don't mind it. Not a fan, but yeah. In terms of Void Edge, is it on the list? It is not. Void Edge, I would put I'd put Void Edge maybe middle B. No, I'd put it bottom B, to be honest, right here, in front of or behind Blood Orchid, around there. And Steel Wave, I think Steel Wave is the last season. Steel Wave. These two operators changed pretty much the way Hard Breach works, or at least Ace does. And Melusi, I'm not sure if... I have mixed opinions on Melusi. I think she's a little bit too busted. I think she should get one of her things removed. She's quite an oppressive operator. Ace, of course, AK-12 on a 2-speed with the regular ACOG. Hard Breach, it's pretty much a Thermite Hibana mix, which is pretty crazy. Throwable Thermite charges. Of course, they take longer to detonate. And of course, they're not Thermite charges, but yeah, he gets 3 of them, which are crazy. Melusi, 3-speed, impacts, good gun. She actually got a nitro and not a shield, which was a debatable change. House rework. My beloved house has gone and gotten a rework. Not available in ranked, which is okay. I personally think all the new maps should not be available in ranked to start, and then they should be available to ranked, maybe like a season or 2 after. Amaru buffs. This was quite over the top for Amaru buff. Amaru is now pretty oppressive, and she definitely gives an element of surprise that you have to be ready for now, which a lot of people are still trying to get used to. Prox alarm. These are like the stupidest gadgets ever. If you have a decent pair of headphones, you don't need these. That's all I'm saying. Unified MMR, which means no server hopping, and champions rank changes were pretty nice. These changes were actually, this season, they were actually starting to cut down a lot more on cheaters, which was nice. With the new champion rank changes and the MMR rollback getting a little bit more tweaks, which is nice. The Echo Elite, always a nice thing to see. I think his art style was pretty sick. They did a really good job with this. Elite skins, bad. I don't like them. Operator price decrease, it's whatever. Operator balancing. Echo got a nerf, nice. Fink got a buff, okay, alright, whatever. Cali got a buff, which is nice, I like that. Oryx buff, nice. This was a really nice change. This was a nice quality of life change. Oh my god, Ying. I forgot Ying last season. That was really rough. I'm gonna go and change that actually. Yeah, this was a pretty good season, except the operators. Operators were really busted. If it weren't for the operators, I would probably give Seal Wave maybe like top of B class, but since the operators were really oppressive and pretty broken, I'd maybe put it at like top C, around here. Of course, you can't see my cursor, but yeah, right around here. And that pretty much wraps it up. So I will actually give you the updated the list here, the full list as a PNG. I'll show it on screen with the updated ranks. But yeah, of course, this was an idea I had out of the blue. I just thought about it by watching a video. I saw a video on it. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a video on it because it's interesting, and I haven't done this type of content. And I'm actually getting really tired, so I'm probably just gonna like go to sleep after this. Yeah, of course, this is a different video. If you like it and you want to see more, I can do other tier lists, maybe operator tier lists. That would take a little bit longer. I don't know, map tier lists, serial tier lists. I don't know, maybe you guys want to say. I don't know. All right. My name is Avalon, and yeah, peace.